Hey YouTube's Vinton over here, and today in this video I'm doing another season 5 video, or maybe it's my first season 5 video for Fear the Walking Dead. So basically, here, I'll just start it out like this. Basically, the only character that was in season 4 and survived season 4 and was in other seasons that I actually like is Victor Strand. And he basically, his character, I don't know, he kind of, they didn't really change his character, but he didn't really do anything in season 4, and I didn't really like him in season 4, but I liked him in other seasons, because he actually like affected the plot. Like he kind of screws over Madison and stuff like that. Not just in season 3, he doesn't screw her over, but I mean like he does something, and then she has to deal with him with the proxies and stuff like that because she actually cares about him. In season 3, which is by far the best season for The Walking Dead. Season 4 is the worst season. So I'm not terribly excited for season 5, but I am a little bit more excited now. Here, I'll just read you the main cast. Starring Morgan Jones, obviously Alicia Clark, Althea, Victor Strand, Luciana Galvez, John Dory, and June. By the way, I hate John Dory, but most people like him. And then also starring Wendell, Sarah, and Charlie. So I kind of like Wendell and Sarah. My favorite character that first appeared in season 4 is Jim Brower or whatever, the guy that likes beer, making beer, and he dies. He's my favorite character that first appeared in season 4. So anyways, Daniel Salazar, he was a main character in seasons 1 to 3, and then he wasn't in season 4, and the reason why is because Ruben Blades, not because it wasn't a Frank Delane situation. By the way, Frank Delane is the actor that plays Nicholas Clark, one of the best characters, along with Troy, in my opinion. It was because Ruben Blades, he like the scheduling or something like that was off because maybe he lives far away or something like that. You have to have a flight, like a long flight or something like that, and he has plans, like maybe with his family or something, or if he's in movies or other shows or something. I don't really know what other things Ruben Blades is in. At first knew about Ruben Blades from Fear the Walking Dead. But yeah, he wasn't in season 4 at all. And Troy Otto died in season 3, and like we know he died basically because he got hit with a hammer 2 times by Madison in the head. And even if he didn't survive that, he'd have like some sort of brain damage or like be deaf or something in the 1 year. And then the wire went over when the dam exploded, and it didn't show him drown, but like, because you would think he's already dead, but you would think he drowned. And Dave Erickson, I'm pretty sure he did get fired after season 3, but he did say that he did confirm that Troy Otto did die in season 3, and like he had like this whole thing talking about like how he was telling the actor Daniel Sherman that he won't die, but then later on he told him that he will die, and stuff like that, where he changed his mind. He changed his mind. He killed off Troy to make Madison and Nicholas's relationship a little more tense and stuff like that. But then they just totally, revamped that in season 4. Just like screw that. But Troy and Daniel could come back in a tape from Althea, or it could be a flashback. But then, if you have, like, I mean, if it's just a flashback, why would it matter? That's 2 years ago, and also, you would mostly, well, I guess you wouldn't have to bring Nick and Madison back because they thought he was dead, because Nick would probably try to go look for Troy. So, but still, if it's a flashback, like, how would that affect the main story in season 5? I don't get how. And what? But if they, and even with a tape from Althea, how would that affect the main story for season 5? So they could just be bringing them back just because. But if they do come back like as alive and they're like together or something like that, what would their role be? Like Troy, he only had really like a relationship with Madison and Nick, and they're both apparently dead. Daniel, his daughter's dead, so he doesn't have to live for her anymore. And then there's Victor, where he doesn't really like Victor. They could have something with Victor there, but I don't really know. Really, there's no one to do anything with unless if Troy has a romantic relationship with Alicia. But yeah, Daniel and Troy would probably be villains because Troy, he kind of has the villainous type, kind of is the villainous type, and then Daniel, Daniel's willing to do anything to get what he wants, but he's a little more safe about it. Like he plans things through properly ish. But Troy, he's basically the same thing, except he doesn't think it through as well as he could have. So yeah, it's unknown how they're gonna come back, but they are gonna come back. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm a little bit excited to see how they're gonna come back in season 5, but I don't really know. And really sorry for noise in the background. Just someone doesn't tries to take me off. Yeah, I don't really know what to say anymore. I'm glad they're coming back, and I hope it's not like just like a flashback or an LCA tape. I hope it's an actual thing, like they're actually alive. But then it'd be kind of weird though that they the main group went there to Texas, and then they go to Texas too. And I wonder if they're gonna bring like Proctor John and stuff like that with them. They're probably gonna be villains, to be honest, which I don't really want. If they are gonna be villains, I want them to be like villains, but like they're not really villains. You know what I mean? They're like, it kind of makes sense what they're doing. Like they could be doing it like how Daniel, like he's willing to do anything to save his daughter Ophelia. So you kind of understand why he's doing the things he does. So something like that, like kind of like what Game of Thrones does, or Song of Ice and Fire with like the great characters. It's like real life. They're not fully bad. They're not fully good. You know what I mean? Hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe for more. Bye episode.